We're getting the pick announced as we speak, and it is Ikem Ekwonu out of NC State.
Logic prevails.
Like, this is
suit, though.
Yeah, it's outstanding.
I'll just say it again. Like, it almost feels, in some ways, in a very good way, it feels like a very predictable draft so far. Like, hey, a lot of teams are taking what they judge as the best player available right then, and like in a way they can immediately impact.
Can I throw something out?
Please
do you guys think this makes it plausible that Carolina trades for either Baker Mayfield or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Value, or the likelihood of it just went up in my opinion.
A lot.
Yeah, that's probably a really.
Would happen day 3, though, right?
I would think that if you're Carolina, you have to sit here and say, all right, well, like, I'm not going to make a move on on Baker Mayfield right now, because I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but what if we get to pick 40 and Kenny Pickett's still there? Like, maybe you're motivated to move up.
Point. Yeah.
Like, I'd rather see how the board shakes out, because if a team doesn't take Kenny Pickett in the first round, what's the likelihood they take a Kenny Pickett in the second round?
Are we going to see a quarterback go top 10? I mean,
I
Seattle
think
is
so.
the only spot where I think it's possible, but it is looking.
I mean, I keep saying this. If my favorite team was picking in the first round and needed a quarterback, I'd be desperate for them not to take one this year. Like, just because you need a quarterback doesn't mean that this is the right draft to take a quarterback. And to Dominique's point earlier, especially if you miss in the first round on a quarterback, everybody's getting fired.
Yeah.
So now suddenly, like, you missed on a first-round quarterback, all of a sudden now it's, well, we're going to have a new coach, a new GM, a new scouting. Like, it sets your whole organization back 5 years. And none of these guys are worth reaching for that. It's too much of a roll of the dice.
Big time win so far, by the way, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because the most obvious team ahead of them to take a quarterback has not.
Good point.
And
well,
Ekwonu's Nigerian, I'm assuming, right? Because of the
amazing story. Just an amazing story, by the way, for those that aren't as familiar with Ikem Ekwonu's background. From Charlotte, as I mentioned earlier, but Nigerian roots, father's a doctor. Ikem Ekwonu could have gone to an Ivy League school. He could have been the Mina Kimes of the NFL. He had offers to go play at Harvard. He actually has a twin brother who's a player at Notre Dame, who coming out of high school is considered the prize of the family as far as football is concerned. Stays home, goes to NC State, and this past year put it all together. And as you'll see here on some of the highlights, just dominant. Is not just a pass protector, but when he gets out in space, he's got the ability to really move some bodies. And you see that nasty right there. Not as big as Evan Neal, but he just hits the snot. He knocks the snot out of you.
I think that's
really
what made me a Ekwonu fan over anyone else. And it's biased. It's not necessarily technique or anything. It's just that he plays in a violent way.
His name literally means my effort should not be in vain. Is there a more, like a cooler nickname meaning for an offensive lineman?
All right, so I know Tigers love pepper and they hate cinnamon. What are you guys outside Spencer Hall?
I know that was a hangover reference because it was dumb. When you just say random things now.
Oh, God.
I'm on to you.
Yeah, random things coming, but first, you have definite thoughts here.
Yeah, I think this was the right pick by the Carolina Panthers. When you look at their situation, they want to run the football. They have Christian McCaffrey, who's been battled by injuries. They had Chuba Hubbard, who they got last year out of Oklahoma State. They want to pound that ball. They need that physical presence, a guy that's going to be dominant on the offensive line. Ekwonu, when I watched his film, a guy that can get to that second level. He's backside on runs. He gets his hat across the defender's face. I like the physicality.
Like, the only knocks on his game from a lot of people were saying, there's little fidgety things, some technique things when it comes to pass blocking. Congratulations. Right now, Carolina doesn't have a quarterback. Not an issue, y'all. Not an issue. Just get a big old left tackle and start plowing people down. So, yeah.
Ooh, spooky. I'm seeing ghosts.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.